Hello future CS, welcome back to my channel again. Your one-stop guide for everything related to CA exams. If you are new here, I am Pooja, Chartered Accountant. I have an experience of working for Ernst & Young and KPMG and I help CA aspirants like you succeed with practical tips, strategies and support. So in today's video, we are starting a new series wherein we learn how to present answers correctly in CA Final IDT. So basically we'll see how to present the answer for the adjustments which is given in the first compulsory question. So the first compulsory question in the descriptive part, which is relating to either computation of admissible ITC or computation of GST liability. So in this question there will be various adjustment, right? So in each of the episode, we'll go through one adjustment and we'll see usually what error is made by the students while presenting that adjustment in the exam. And we'll also see what is the correct adjustment for that. So guys, if you want to enhance your marks in IDT, this series is right for you. Please get a notebook and you can note down the key points from this video. So I have created a separate playlist for this named CA Final IDT Presentation Series. So the link for this has been given in the description below and you can watch the videos from that link. Guys, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Every subscription works like a motivation for me and it also makes my day. So guys, when you visit my channel, do check out the playlist section. You will find several curated playlists for the CA final exams. Make sure to explore them and watch the videos in order to get maximum benefit from each topic. So let's see the adjustment for the today's video. So this is the adjustment that we have here. J Limited Gujarat imported goods from China with CIF value of rupees 5 lakh in February. The goods were sold for rupees 5 lakh 10,000 as high C sales to an Indian party in February. So compute the admissible ITC and compute the GST liability. So first let's understand this adjustment that is given. So J Limited imported goods from China and it has sold them on high C sales basis to an Indian buyer before the goods were cleared for home consumption. So first let's see what is the wrong treatment for this which the usually students give in the exam. So sometimes students may think that since this is not taxable under GST, it should be not shown anywhere, neither under ITC nor under the output tax. However, if you skip showing it altogether, you will lose mark because the examiner expects you to mention why no ITC or no GST is applicable. So if there is any adjustment, even for which no GST or no ITC is applicable, we'll still have to show it as a line item. If we do not show it in our answer, then there are still chances of losing mark. So this is the first method followed by the students, that is they do not show it anywhere in their answer. So as we all are aware, step-by-step marking is there in the exam. So we have to show it as an adjustment in our answer. So even if there is no ITC or no GST, we can show it as nil, but it has to be shown as a line item. So this method of answering, that is not showing anywhere, this is wrong method. Now let's see what will be the correct treatment. First we'll see for ITC. So first let's try to understand how this is countable. So basically, while computing the admissible ITC, in this case, high C sales take place before the goods cross the customs frontier of India. Second, the goods were sold before being cleared for home consumption. So J Limited is not liable to pay the IGST on import. Hence, no ITC is available to J Limited. The buyer who finally files the bill of entry for home consumption will pay the IGST and hence the final buyer will claim the ITC. So in this case, the ITC admissible is nil. because the GA Limited did not pay any IGST on the import. So let's see how to show this. So computation of admissible ITC, you can show it in a table format like this, particulars and then amount in rupees. And then here you will have to explain in detail. Goods imported from China. No ITC since tax is not payable. In case of high C sales, IGST is paid by the last high C sales buyer who files the bill of entry for home consumption. Hence, GA Limited cannot claim any ITC. So, amount is nil in this case. Even though the amount is nil, in your answer you have to show this line item. If you do not show this at all, you will not get marks. Now let's see how to show the treatment of GST in this case. So let's understand the treatment of GST liability. So as per Schedule 3 of the CGST Act, supply of goods by the way of endorsement of documents of title to goods before clearance for home consumption. It is neither a supply of goods nor supply of services. So in this case, the sale is high C sale. Therefore, the high C sale made by GA Limited to an Indian buyer is outside the scope of GST. Therefore, GST liability is nil. The reason here is the transaction is not treated as supply under the Schedule 3 of the CGST Act. So let's see how to present this now. So computation of GST liability, then we have particulars and then we have the amount. Now we'll have to explain the adjustment with a note. So high C sales of goods imported from China. This is neither treated as a supply of goods nor as a supply of service as per Schedule 3 of the CGST Act 2017. Hence the amount is nil in this case. So we have to keep this point in mind that whenever there is any adjustment, even if ITC and GST is 0, we will still have to show it in our answer. If we completely ignore that in our answer and not show it anywhere, the examiner may think that we have left that adjustment completely. So we have to show that as a line item and we can write the amount as 0. So this is very important part of presentation of our answer. So when we show like this, the examiner will also get convinced that we have taken into account that adjustment and we know how to treat that adjustment. So that's it guys for today's episode. I hope this helped you understand how to present your IDT answers more effectively. In the upcoming videos, we'll continue with more such adjustments and common presentation mistakes. Don't forget to like and share the video and also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the next part of this series. So all the best for your exams and I will see you all in the next video.